morning, everybody. All you wonderful folks out in YouTube land, computer land, all you fine folks, and a very good morning. It's 10 minutes past 10 o'clock in the morning now, on the morning of Wednesday, which is the 6th day of May 2020. And before I get going, this Sunday, May 10th, will be Mother's Day. Each and every one of you mothers out there, and grandmothers, and mothers-to-be, wish each and every one of you wonderful ladies a very happy, peaceful, holy Mother's Day. And happy Mother's Day to all you wonderful mothers, grandmothers, and mothers-to-be throughout computer land and YouTube land. Thank you. And before I get going today, this here video is a very special tribute to mark the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II in Europe. This Friday, 2 more days from now, 2 more days, SIR Winston Churchill say, V for victory. 2 more days from now, on Friday, this Friday, May 8th, will mark the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II in Europe. End of World War II in Europe. Pacific Rim came a little later, but the end of World War II in Europe. So, very, very significant day. And I want to give a shout out this morning to a wonderful lady who passed on last week. The lady's name was Hilda Kenny. She's 86 years old, would have been 87 had she lived till October 4th, just before Canadian Thanksgiving this fall. Wonderful lady. She was the widow of the late Millard Kenny. And Millard Kenny, I mentioned in an earlier video last fall, in the Veterans Day / Remembrance Day tribute of last fall of 2019. And her husband was a veteran of World War II, enlisted from the beaches in Normandy, helped liberate concentration camps, and just a remarkable man, And she was a remarkable lady, and together they raised a very accomplished family. 2 daughters and 3 sons, so they're remarkable people. Anyway, and as I pay tribute to this lady, now reunited up in heaven with her late husband, Millard. He was a veteran of World War II. If he was alive now, Millard would be in excess of 100 years old. And speaking of commemorating people, I want to mention the Benoit, Kenny, de Wolf families. There was wonderful people. I don't know if there's finer people out there. They take, and there was Uncle Norman Benoit. There was their Uncle Jimmy de Wolf. There was their Uncle Courtney Kenny. Their Uncle Damien de Coast, and one more uncle. He was a de Wolf gentleman from Plunkett, and gentleman's name was Alex. So Alex de Wolf, there was de Wolfs, Kennys, and Benoit. They taken these. We think of World War II. It's a number, history books. We think of the sacrifice people made. One family, they have 5 uncles. And we can't forget dear Aunt Leona, Aunt Leona worked up in Amherst, Nova Scotia. She worked during World War II, she worked at a plant that made parts for airplanes, an airplane factory in Amherst, Nova Scotia during the war years. So there's 5 uncles in that family, an extended family, in-laws, and mother's side, father's side, and in-law uncles. And their dear Aunt Leona. In fact, Aunt Leona, she just passed on about 10 years ago now. 11 years ago, actually, this year. She was 7 months shy of her 102nd birthday. So hard work never hurt anybody. And go living through war, she had lots of guts and courage too. So brave man and gutsy, courageous lady as well. And her younger sister, she died 1 month after, Philomena, died 1 month after her 100th birthday. So 2 of those sisters lived over 100 years old. On the Wolf side, they lived way late 80s into their 90s. So again, brave men, wonderful people. I want to get back here to the sacrifice people made. That's one example. We think of Leonard Pettipas of Linwood, Antigonish County. He gave his life. He died. He was one of the many casualties during World War II. Late Leonard Pettipas of Linwood, Antigonish County. So he paid the ultimate sacrifice. Gave his life for our freedom so that I can make this video today and we can enjoy the freedoms we have. Maybe going through coronavirus right now, but we'll get through that. I point out in the earlier one, we've gone through as a nations, United States, Europe, Canada, then the colony of Newfoundland, went through two World Wars, World War I, World War II, Great Depression, tuberculosis, polio, and now coronavirus. And we will get through this. There'll be better days ahead. Better days ahead. We'll get through this. Anyhow, we think now of the sacrifice people made, what they did from September 1939 through that fateful day on May the 8th of 1945. I think of Eileen. Eileen now just had a birthday last December. She'll have another one, of course, this year. She remembers as a 6-year-old girl in her fine little community of Guysborough County. Guysborough County, Nova Scotia. In fact, I'll get my trusted light out and shine some light on the matter here. See over here? Right in Guysborough County on the eastern shore of Nova Scotia in a lovely little community of Leicesterdale, Havendale. And there weren't many cars back then, but I can distinctly remember the day that it came over the radio, the local radio station, that World War II, that morning, early afternoon, that World War II had ended in Europe. The Germans, the Nazis, had signed an unconditional surrender in Europe, in Berlin. And she can still remember that. The few cars and trucks around, they went up and down the dirt road, wasn't paved roads then, it's a gravel road, and they tooted and honked their horns. People embraced one another. They hugged one another. They were overjoyed with emotion and joy and happiness. They'd gone through, the people on the home front had gone through rationing, nylons, butter, chocolate, you name it, okay? Father's gone away, brother's gone away, brothers and uncles lost during the war, lost their life for the cause of our freedom. So there was a piece the other night on the BBC World News America that showed Sir Winston Churchill getting on the BBC and announcing to the nation and the free world, this wonderful man, Sir Winston Churchill, that had the guts and courage to stand up to the Nazis, was building up in Germany during Europe during the 1930s, had the courage to do it and stick to his principles and his courage, his convictions. He was able in 1945 to go on the BBC and announce to the world that hostilities had ended in continental Europe. And from there, you can see pictures of people climbing. It's probably Trafalgar Square on the fountain. They climb up, they're hugging, they're dancing, they're embracing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But you think of, if we just stop for a minute and think of what these people went through, the sacrifices they made, the losses they had, and that finally, they had victory in Europe. It's fantastic. Victory in Europe. And it's people from the island of Newfoundland. There's a piece I got out of recently from the Halifax Herald. This here is the Halifax Herald a few weeks ago. The Cape Breton Highlanders. This is the picture. I photocopied it. This is the original here. The Cape Breton Highlanders. One gentleman is from Spring Hill, Nova Scotia. Here we are. I don't know if it... Here. There. From Spring Hill, Nova Scotia, and the other gentleman's from Whitney Pier, from the pier there. Wonderful, wonderful Cape Bretoner, with the equally brave, wonderful man from Spring Hill, Cumberland County, Nova Scotia, and from a regiment of the Cape Breton Highlanders. The picture here shows them after they liberated town in Holland, in the Netherlands, the nation of Holland. A lot of wonderful people there too. And they just got finished liberating the town. Their picture was taken. And this picture would have been taken on May 1st, 1945, 7 days, 1 week prior to the official end of World War II. So that's quite something. They take in the... I also want to... We have fewer and fewer veterans of World War II left, but we say a prayer for these people and those left thank them. You can say donkey well in Dutch. You can say merci in French. Wadowlin in Micmac. Ed's Uncle Norman had a wonderful friend that from Afton that was a veteran of World War II with him. And he never forgot what that gentleman, how good a man he was to serve, and many times his nephew would take him down to visit his good friend in Afton. So we think all these brave soldiers and merchant marines and Navy men and Air Force men, Army, the Marines, the take and the people that worked in the factories and supported the war effort. So anyway, this Friday, and in about another 48 hours from when this video is being recorded, will mark the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II. We can never thank these people enough. And those that are left now, we should get out there and give them a handshake, do an act of kindness to them. Bring them a bit of baking, something fresh from our garden later in the season, pears, bananas, whatever they take, and juice, pleasant hello, sit down and talk to them. So with that, I got to go. It's John Pettipas thanking all you wonderful people out in computer land and on this wonderful YouTube channel. Thank you for your support. Thank you for viewing. And until next time, and press the subscribe button, by the way. Can't forget, press, if you'd be so kind, press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a cent, and they will notify you when there's new videos come up. And until next time, we say a prayer for all the people that sacrificed so much in World War II so we have the freedoms we enjoy today. And I want to thank you all. Till next time, all the best, and God bless all the brave soldiers of World War II alive, and those that have in heaven now, and those that gave their life. Thank you very much.